In this video, I'm reviewing every single thing that I got as a part of my birthday this year. So, the first build you get in this set is the large Zane. I'm gonna be honest, this is a really good build. So, he's very poseable, so starting off at the feet, you've got the ball joints on them, which look really good. Then the legs have got sort of like this false knee thing going on, and I like the detailing with like this ingot piece, and I want to say like either silver or gunmetal grey, I'm not sure. Anyways, let's put that back. And then when, like, it's the same on both sides, as you can see. Then you move on to the cockpit, I mean not cockpit, but like the main body of Big Zane. I like all the angles he's got going on here, and like this stickered tile in the middle, as you can see, looks pretty nice. Then for the arms, they're on ball joints, and they've got like this elbow here, and I like the stickers on this, although the one on the other side I think is a bit better because it has a logo on it. And then for the heads, this is technically built wrong because it's supposed to be like a transparent blue stud in between the head and the body. But I think it just looks better this way, so I just left it like that. And I really like the head build. It's just like, just looks sick, I'm being honest. Then at the back you have a clip where you should attach it to the combiner mech. And it's not that it don't work, it's just that it has a different purpose, at least for me. When I'm like not displaying the combiner mech like completely together. Let's say, for example, hang on, let's move that. Let's say we take, for example, coal in this set. Oh, hang on. We take coal in this set, and then we can just like attach him to the back with this clip. And then we can sort of have like Zane and Cole like traveling together. I feel like that looks really sick. I might use that in one of my animations eventually. Then next up in the set we have the new Ryu build, which is really big. I don't know how I'm going to get this in frame. Anyways, I'm going to start off with the wings because these things are massive. Like, there's no beating around the bush or like using different words. They're just massive. Like, here's one of the wings compared to like the tournament battle arena. As you can see, it's slightly taller, I think. Yeah, slightly taller. So let's just plug that back in. The wings are on like the big ball joints, so it's got good range of motion. Not what I'd expect for wings, but okay. I like the concept of like the body where it's like a mechanical saddle that like helps Ryu combine with the mech. What I don't like about it is the fact that it says like no sand blue on like the main portion of the body, and the only part of sand blue that could be like close to the body is on the tail and on the neck. Speaking of which, I also don't like that the neck has like the legs on it. I feel like that's just like a bit weird. But the legs themselves do look good. The feet are a bit weird, and I definitely prefer the way they did them on the original Ryu. As you can see here, I just got the original Ryu, where like the feet had more of like a pronounced shape. And I think that looks like a lot better. Anyways, moving on to the tail of this build, I feel like the first segment looks really good. I would have liked if it had like a sticker for like some scaling on it, although you can just take that from the original Ryu. This section I feel like is a bit bare bones, but it works. And this section I just like that they gave us like the show accurate tip for the tail where it has like the two white tooth pieces. Anyways, moving on to the legs again, I like the way they did them. The sticker is like a bit weird the way it's placed, but I like the bright orange on there. Moving on to the neck, I'm going to take it off real quick so you can like get a better look at it. As you can see, it's like got a lot of details, another one of these slope pieces, and I wish they had some more scales on there, but again, you can take that from the original Ryu set. And then if I attach this back onto here, because I don't like the way that looked, the head, that looks nice. It's the exact same one as the original Ryu. As you can see here, they're both the exact same print, which I'm okay with, because it's the same character. Of course, they're going to have the same print for their head. And then you can take, for example, let's just take Storm Lloyd here, for example, which does not come in the set, but I already have Cole mounted on Zane. So we can put Lloyd on Ryu, and then they can like ride into battle together. I'm not going to test if he flies, because I already know dang well he doesn't. But let's move on to the next bag here, where we have Sora's jet. I really like the way this one looks. As you can see, it's got like a bit of like a pivot sort of thing going on here, where you like can hold this, and then like this entire section like moves to the best of its ability with my set on here. And like these are going to be like the hands, upper arm, lower arm, and then the main body of the mech. So yeah, we've already got Storm Sora in here, or Storm Sora with heavy air quotes, because it's just the Storm mask with a normal Sora body, which I don't like. Another thing I don't like is the cockpit piece. I don't like how it like doesn't completely cover the pilot. Because on the jet, it's fine, but like when we get to the mech, it feels like Sora's just gonna like fly out whenever Zane tries to punch something with that arm. And then we go onto the back, and I really like this build, but we'll go like more detailed onto that when it gets like the mech portion, because it's like less covered then. But I really like this bit where it just got like sort of energy like charging up, about to like shoot out of the mech. I mean the jet, so we can like fly. Then the final build in this set is the buggy for Pixel, and this is going to be really hard to record. So, as you can see, this is like what it looks like from the top. And as you can see, it's going to be the legs and the feet of the mech. And I'm pretty sure this cockpit, this cockpit has the Pixel minifigure in it. Looks pretty sick. And then this other cockpit has these turrets. So you can just like pull it up, get your fingers, just put it down there, and like the studs will shoot out. But I'm not going to do that, because I don't want anyone to go blind in their left eye. Good. They're easily tucked away. I really like how bulky this thing is, and this is also my first Pixel vehicle, which is surprising. I'd never thought I'd actually get a Pixel vehicle, so to like get one is like pretty nice. God, set's dusty, hang on. So anyways, to combine this, I think I'm going to have to like zoom out to make it to see. Yeah, I've zoomed out. So you get that, pull that down, then you get the legs and you separate them out. You take like this cockpit torso piece and you just like fold the legs down. None of that was on camera. And then you like get the wheels here and you like fold them down, so that way like it doesn't fall apart immediately. Do the same thing on the other side. So this is my first time doing it on camera, so like it's a lot harder. Put that to the side. Then for Ryu, we're just gonna like contort his body into like a weird shape. And we're gonna take Lloyd off since he's not part of this set. As for Big Zane, Cole's unfortunately gonna have to be removed. You're gonna have to take his sword off, which I didn't discuss the sword, but I like it. It's simple but effective. And you're gonna like fold Zane's arms up like this. And then his legs round about like that. So put in there. Finally, for the jet, we're gonna like rotate these parts. Oh, that just knocked out Zane. Then you can like take the thrusters at the back. This is the only part of the mech that actually has to be like removed. you're going to take the cockpit off as well. The thruster becomes one of the arms, the better arm, and then the cockpit becomes the other arm with like Sora piloting it. If I can actually put it on, so hang on, that's in shot. Then to combine that, you get, this is why my Shadow Dojo segment was so small in the last video. You get, oh god, hang on, get these two bits here, and they just snap them together on two hidden ball joints. And already, oh god, I need to move my camera back. Already, as you can see, that's really big. Ignore my room, it's kind of a mess. Then you're going to take the contorted Big Zane, and you're just going to snap it on this clip in the middle here, if I can. And then you're going to like move the legs and the arms slightly backwards to fit them, it gives them like a better shape with the overall body. I'm a lot better at this normally, it's just like my first time doing it on camera. Then we're going to take Ryu and plug him into these Technic pins at the back. Move the feet down there. Plug in those like Technic pins. Yep. Then you can move the feet off if you want to like properly lock Zane in. That's what I need to find myself doing. Move the tail up a bit, move the wings up a bit. And then the mech is done. Now this is probably one of, if not my favourite Ninjago sets of all time. So as you can see now, we come down here, I like the Evo armor piece on the feet, that looks nice. Then as we move up, we can see we have the turret leg. I like to think, like, if Zane's going into, like, knee an opponent, he could just, like, unfold that and then shoot them with the laser and then knee them as well to get, like, bonus damage. Anyways, we have Pixel in here, who has all of the blood flow going straight towards her head. I'm sure that's comfortable. Anyways, then moving up here, as we can see, we have the main cockpit with Big Zane, and he can still swivel his head in this. So, yeah. Then, of course, we have Ryu up here, who's, like, more of a proper head for the mech. And I really like the concept of Ryu looking just like Ryu and Zane, like, being in, like, a mech together, so they can, like, each look opposite ways for danger. Then as we move down on the arm, I especially like the use of this angular piece. I don't know what it's called, but I really like that. It's got a couple stickers on them with the number 4 for some reason, and then some, like, general detailing. Then I like this black segment to, like, break up the colours a bit and make them feel, like, more personal. And then you have, like, the arm cannon. And I really like this part of the set. I feel like it's, like, probably my favourite part of the set, actually. Like, just, like, the way it's built and, like, the concept of, like, just shooting it out on an opponent. I feel like that's really sick. Then the other arm is practically the same, only my ring light is there. Just kidding. There's also, like, the cockpit for Sora. And this is a bit what I was talking about before with, like, the exposed cockpit. The fact that if Zane threw a punch, Sora would just be cooked. Like, Sora would just be, like, flying out. Like, the show acknowledged that, and in the show, like, this part of the mech is, like, closed off, and I wish, like, Lego, like, actually included that. I'll try and put a picture on screen if I have one. Anyways, that's pretty much the main mech, although something I haven't discussed is, like, on the bottom here, you can see, like, it's mostly grey, and I actually like that because, like, most cars in real life aren't actually, like, completely, like, their colour, like, on the upside down. They've got, like, all the, like, different machinery and, like, gears and whatnot, so it makes sense for it to be grey at the bottom, since the vehicles themselves and Zane were designed before they all turned into the Combiner mech in the show. So I feel like that just makes a lot of sense. Overall, I like this set. Then let's move on to the minifigures. Starting off with my two favourite figures in the set, we have Cole in his storm suit. The storm suit's like some of my favourites from this year. And then, focus. And then we have Noct of the Forbidden Five. And like, I feel like when this set was released, I feel like Noct really should have came in like the Tournament of Sources wave. But sadly he didn't, so I'm glad we were able to get him in this set. I feel like this is probably the best way to get him, even though Thunderfang is technically cheaper. I feel like you get more bang for your buck with this set. The main torso print on Noct looks really good with all like the scary, like evil looking faces. Focus! I'm gonna like zoom in on him. As you can see, with like all like the different faces, and there's like the metallic blue detailing as well. I feel like that's really good. I like the hat piece used for Noct here. I feel like that's really good. Head of Noct. It's heavily detailed and I really like it. Hang on. Focus. Focus. This is frustrating. Anyways, the face print looks really good, and I feel like this minifigure is like really detailed. On the back print, he has the Forbidden Five logo. He doesn't actually come with the cape in the set. I just modified him to give him the cape, and I don't know where the proper shoulder pads went. So, yeah. Moving on to Storm Cole, he's probably my second favourite Storm suit, I want to say. It's a tie between him and Zane. I like the Storm masks a lot and the way they're dual molded. The suits are like really detailed. And I know it wouldn't have been possible, but the icing on top would have been if they included arm printing to like just as detailed, but I can understand like why they didn't do that. The leg print's practically the same as all the Storm suits, just like matching Cole's colours. I feel like this figure's really nice overall, so now we can move on to the next one. The next figure we have here is Pixel, and I really like this one as well. These are like back in like January, these are like the main draw of this set, and figures wise, you get Noct, Cole, and Pixel. And like the Pixel minifigure, I feel like is really good. Like originally, I didn't like the way they got rid of the dark blue and just replaced it for like white as like the main armor. But I feel like as like time's gone on, I've gone to like it a lot more. There's like this is its own like original like version of Pixel, similar to how Dragon's Rising Season 1 did Nia, where it's like, instead of being like a mainly gunmetal grey suit like the past few Nia suits had been at that time, it was just like nearly fully blue. I like the different shades of purple on the torso, as well as the red on it as well. I feel like that just looks really good, really clean. The back print has like these weird looking fan things. I'm not really a fan of that. I feel like it just means there's like a gaping hole in her back, which is like, I don't really like to imagine. Another thing I don't like this figure is like the alternate face just creeps me out. So I'm glad I got the core Pixel figure so I can swap it out with her two different faces. As you can see, there's the head from the core Pixel. I don't have the rest of the figure on me. So overall, this fig's like really nice, and I hope we get more of Pixel in Season 4, because she did not get enough screen time this season. Anyway, next figure we have is Sora. Now, this is disappointing. Even as someone who thinks that Sora is like the worst of the new ninja and one of my least favorite overall ninja, I feel like she deserved more of like an actual Storm suit rather than just like the old suit with like a golden hood. Now, I do like the golden hood. I feel like that could be used for, like, custom suits. Like, if I wanted to make a stormsuit dragon, I feel like that would be sick. Or if you wanted to make, like, a dragon spinjitzu Zane, I'd probably make, like, a YouTube short on, like, custom dragon spinjitzu Zane with this head. I mean, mask. Again, the Sora figure, it is good, but I feel like it's overused. I do like the arm printing, though. The arm printing is probably the best part of this figure. Anyways, after that, we just have two generic Dragonians. The Dragonian Warrior, and I really like these guys, like the wings. I do feel like the Spectral Dragonians are, like, slightly better on an overall stance, but I do feel like these ones look really nice as well. With, like, the wing on the back so that can, like, detach. And then the Scout, I definitely feel like is probably the worst figure of this set. And that's not even because it's a bad figure. I just would prefer if we got another Dragonian Warrior over the Scout, because the Warrior is, like, actually canon. But I don't mind that. So overall, Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech is a really good set. Anyways, let's move on to the next set I got for my birthday. The second set we got is a Rogue's Mech Dragon Rider. I think this is the my second or first favourite set from this wave. It's a tie between this, Temple Bounty, and Aaron's Mech. So let's just split apart and take a look at the main dragon first before we take a look at the Rogue Mech. So the main dragon build, I really like it. I like how it actually feels like a mech dragon rather than just being like a normal dragon, but with, like, boosters and stuff on it. Because, like, obviously there are boosters and stuff on it, but, like, with the wings, how they look more mechanical, and, like, these parts have more of, like, a fabric-y, like, tech, like, look to them. We have, like, the booster on here. We've got these, like, little coil things on the mech's, like, a dragon's back. The head itself, like, when we originally got, like, leaked images of this, I wasn't really a fan of the white for, like, the head, and I would have liked if it was more blue. But as time's gone on, I've, like, really grown to accept it. However, if you want to replace it, you can just take the one from that 1/4 Plus dragon, as it's, like, the same colour and same shape. However, it looks slightly more organic than this one. The tail on this mech dragon, I really like. I feel like it's only, like, slightly bigger than, like, the Ryu tail. But I really like the segments, how they're, like, fully textured and they're, like, identical. And then we have, like, the blade piece on the end, which I feel like just works well for a mech dragon. The feet were actually done in the same style as the Thunderfang and Jiro Dragon from March 2025 and Summer 2023 respectively. And I feel like this style, like, really works. And I would really like if each ninja's dragon in, like, Dragon's Rising, like, each time they got a dragon, it followed, like, their same style. So, like, for Jay, it was more like a T-Rex dinosaur-inspired thing. And, like, for Lloyd, what we saw, like, the forest dragon, like, the bird-like dragon-inspired style. I feel like that would be really cool. The legs on these, again, they look good. Like, it looks mechanical, it looks detailed, it just looks good. The main side of the body, let me just flip that up real quick. The main side part of the body looks really good. Oh god, this day is going to get corrupted, I know it. But, like, I like how it's got, like, the coiling detail on the side. I feel like that looks really good. And, like, the stickers used, like, they used, like, in reserve, but when they used it, makes it look good. So, like, we've got this grey one here. We have these, like, let me move that. We have these, like, blue ones on the side. And we have some more on the actual mech itself, but I'm not going to show that until we get to the mech. And then the head itself, again, I really like. Now we have the mech itself. I'm going to be honest, this one's, like, really good. I would have preferred if there wasn't like the normal blue on there, like with the arms, the cockpit, and like the legs, because like that feels more like a J color and not a Rogue color. I do really like the feet build though, where it's got like the sandals and like it really fits his aesthetic. And I like the bits of tan use, especially like this piece on the arm with like the fur. I feel like that works really well. The cockpit itself, normally I wouldn't like it because it's like using the same style of like the Marvel Star Wars ones. And normally like that would show like this sort of, where like Rogue is like really like out of the mech. But Lego did something smart by adding in this build and then just attaching it to these studs to help extend the cockpit piece and properly cover up Rogue. And another thing I got to mention is the vinyl piece. That looks really good. It's just got the letter R and J in the Ninjago language. Looks really good. For posability, I'd say this mech's pretty good. You can like, could you get it on 1 foot? Hang on, let me try. It's being supported a little by the staff, but you can get it on 1 foot. Even on studs. You can like spread it out to like near the ground. Like have its weapon like round about there. Oh. Pose like this. That would be really good. Really cool if you're displaying it off of the mech dragon. Speaking of which, the way to connect them, I'm not going to show it on here because combining the combiner mech was all hell. You got these like bar pieces at the bottom of the mech, and then on the mech dragon's saddle, let me just try and get that in frame. Oh no, hang on. On the mech dragon's saddle, we have these black clip pieces, and what you're supposed to do is connect them together on those clips. So that way the mech can ride the dragon. Let me just do that off camera real quick. And here is the mech and the mech dragon fully connected. Overall, I think this looks really nice, and I'm glad to have this in my collection now. The first minifigure we have in this set is Rogue. And this is a really good one. It was originally released in the January wave of this year, but I'm glad we can have more options to get it. The back torso print, as you can see, just has the J symbol in dark red with like some golden lightning pieces, which look really sick. Then the head print is, hang on, it's just an angry face for J, which really kind of spoiled the reveal that this is J. But oh well, yeah, that looks much better. The torso print on the front looks really good. It's got like the split between the sand blue and the dark blue, with like the tan and gold detailing. Then the leg print has like a dark red belt, which fits with the ninja suits for this wave. I don't have any of them on hand right now, but I will eventually. Anyways, really good figure. So, next up, we have my favourite figure in this entire set, and probably of 2025 as a whole. We have the Dark Aaron minifigure. Now, this one is really good. First of all, with the accessories, you have a prismatic lantern, which I think looks really sick. I really like that opalescent, weird-looking colour. And yeah, it also comes with a reveal blade, which looks really good. Although my one complaint is that Aaron didn't use it in the show, so I don't understand why it was included here, but at the same time, I do get wanting to make the collectible easier for people to get. So yeah, that looks really good. Then taking a look at Aaron himself. Got some really good torso printing with the magenta dragon on there, which I'm still surprised that they put on him. I'm like still surprised they went through this whole like evil, like misguided arc for Aaron. I'm glad they did. Also, we have a recolor of this Aaron mask in black, which I'm glad they did, because it completes the figure. Let's just compare it to the original version. As you can see here, the original version of this figure used the Storm mask, which does not look nearly as good on this figure, so I'm glad that they included the one with the full mask in this set. And then here he is compared to the one that comes in the Aaron mech. Now I will say I think I like these these two equally. I feel like they both work as well as each other. And then here he is compared to the original Aaron figure. Which, honestly, I really like the comparison there, where we've got one side being, the good, heroic ninja Aaron, and then the other side being, the dark or misguided villain version of him. I feel like that's really good. Moving him out of the way and then taking a look at his back torso print. You can see it's got, more of that magenta dragon feel, sort of. And it has his name spelt out. Let me just zoom in. So it has his name spelt out. I'm sorry for the poor quality of this. So yeah, overall, really like the Aaron minifigure. My only complaint is that he doesn't come in more sets, and if that's all you have to complain about a figure, you know you've got a good one. Anyways, the next figure we're going to take a look at is, if I can find him, we have the Spectral Dragonian in this set. Now I'm really glad LEGO decided to make the Spectral Dragonians a lot more common than the Purple Wolf masks. And I feel like these are probably the first or second best Dragon's Rising villain outfits. Starting off with the accessories, he comes with this stickered flag piece, which you can use the reveal blade on. So let me just take it from Aaron here. And as you can see, it just gets rid of the blue and makes the red and the white a bit more obvious. Let me just put that on the figure so that way it's a lot clearer. Take the reveal blade, and it reveals the full dragon picture, not looking a bit weird So yeah, overall that looks really good. I'm glad they decided to do this. You can also use it on the Spectral Dragonians themselves if you like, which is a bit funny, I'm going to be honest. Also, why does the reveal blade kind of look orange in this light? It turns red in real life, I promise. Anyways, the leg printing is non-existent because he uses the ghost tail piece, sort of like the Tournament of Sources Cinder. And unlike Cinder, I actually don't mind this because A, they are ghost Dragonians, so it makes sense that they would have the ghost tail. And B, there is an alternate option for them with leg print. Let me just get that. As you can see here, there is the alternate version with the leg printing. Let me just move that camera. So yeah, unlike Cinder where it's just oh, you just have the ghost tail piece, my bad. With these, it's oh, you can have the ghost tail or you can have the legs. It's really your choice. Me personally, I like to do a mix of both, since that's what they did in the show. My only complaint is similar to the Aaron minifigure, where the full wings themselves only come in two sets. This one and the Lloyd jet mech, and that comes on, and those wings in that set come on tier, which I feel is a bit disappointing, because if you have the Dragonians, you'd want them to have the wings and the tail, but I guess for some of the sets I just couldn't get it to work or something. Oh well. For his accessory, he has this ghostly sword looking thing, And in the show, the Dragonians often like dual wield their weapons. However, in the sets, it's just like you get the one and then maybe another accessory, which I don't mind. Gives you some more options. But this sword, I feel like, looks really good. It's got like the blue hilt, and the blue blade, and the grey hilt, which I feel like just works for them. Overall, really good fig. And now let's get into most people's main draw for this set. We have Rocks of the Forbidden Five. Let's see. There we go. See, originally, I actually wasn't planning on getting Rocks because, like, I didn't think I would need her for, like, my Ninjago series. So I was like, okay, if I won't need her, I won't get her. But now I actually have her, and I'm just like, I don't know why I didn't, like, think I needed her, because I feel like it looks really good. Again, in the set, she comes with the armor. I'll put a picture of that on screen. But in the show, she has a cape, so I just added that on here. It's very similar to Noct. The hat piece is the same as Rogue, only it's in brown instead of dark blue. So you get both of the colours that piece comes in this set, which is pretty nice. The torso printing, again, it's got those, like, faces on there, very similar to Noct, and also Kerr. Which I think this works really well, and I would have liked if all of the Forbidden Five were able to incorporate that on them, to have them match a bit better. Anyways, moving on to the back print. As you can see, or not, I don't know. Yeah, you can see it a bit. It's got the Forbidden Five symbol that Noct also had. But it's got, like, more of those, like, brown faces. And I'm gonna be honest, I honestly prefer, like, the shade of brown they did compared to the darker brown, as I feel like it just makes them, like, pop out a bit more. And this is also my second minifigure to have mid-legs. The first one I got from the Builder minifigure. But, yeah, overall, I feel like this is a really good selection for this set. And then the final set we have today is Lloyd's pullback race car. And I'm gonna be honest, I think I got this one just like on a whim. I was just like, nah, why not? Let's just see if it's good. And I'm gonna be honest, it's really good. Definitely not the worst set of the year. I think that goes to like Arc Dragon of Focus and Ron 2. But this set is really good. The main build itself feels very much like an F1 car, which is like kind of on brand for LEGO this year, since they've gone like really heavy into like the F1 theme with like Speed Champion, City, Technic, and of course here Ninjago, even though it's not branded as F1 Ninjago. Although, come on, just look at it. It's got the same shape as the F1 cars. It's got like the bigger tires at the back like the F1 cars, and just looking at it from the front, you can tell that is an F1 car. The main feature with this set is it's got like this engine sort of thing at the back, and what you do is like you pull it back and then it goes forward. It goes a lot further forward, but I didn't want to pull it back too far and have it knock into my light up set, so yeah. What I really like on this set is the climber hook piece here. I'm glad they've been figuring out ways to incorporate that into sets of this year. Like, we've got it on this set, you have it on the Aaron mech. And I'm glad they're not completely done with that part. It's got a couple of sticker details thing. As you can see on the side, it's got like this blue energy, very similar to like a lot of the vehicles from this wave. Like, for example, Zane's mech. As you can see, it's got like that blue energy source thing in the middle, and that's also true on the Combiner mech. You see, it's got like the trans blue bits there. It's got like blue energy all around, but I can't really fit it in frame right now. And it's also been seen on the Storm Rider, but I'm not even going to attempt to put that thing in here. Anyways, this is like a really good set. I like the use of all like the blade pieces and like energy pieces to make this like feel like a Ninjago version of an F1 car. Anyways, let's move on to the minifigures in this set. The first minifigure we have in this set is Storm Lloyd. And this is my second Storm Lloyd figure, as I got my first one in an Ninjago magazine. And this figure looks really sick. Like all the other Storm suits, I feel like it's probably like one of my favourite suit lines. Like comparing him to Kai, for example, I got from the Storm fight, the Storm thing, but I just added an Evil J shoulder pad on it. As you can see, like they both got like similar printing with like their like respective colors. Like Kai has like the reds and Lloyd has like the different shades of green, and they have like their own like symbols on this part, which I really like. Then removing Kai, this isn't about Kai, it's about Lloyd. The one thing I don't like about this suit is that the hands are like lime green, but it's not to the point where I'm willing to like change it out for bright green ones. Like, I'll still like stick with this, as I feel like it does provide some uniqueness to Lloyd's suit. Then going on to the back print, as you can see, it's got like this dragon symbol sort of thing, like one of them having like these lines and the other one having like swirls, which I feel like that looks really sick. And then the face print is just the default Dragon's Rising Lloyd face print, which, I mean, if it works. Also, I think mine came with like a little like falls on it. Yeah, like up there you can see there's like a bit of brown detailing on there. So, yeah, I think mine has a little bit of a misprint on it. No. Anyways, moving on to the last minifigure in this set. I know, there's only two. Shocker. We have just a normal Dragonian warrior. However, this time he does not have his wings. And unlike the Spectral Dragonians, where I complained that they all should come with the wings, I'm fine with like the normal Dragonians not all coming with the wings, because the wings like come separately in a lot of other sets. So yeah, again, we've already looked at this figure this video. It's just like a generic Dragonian warrior. The back head print has got like some fire shooting out, which I feel like looks really sick. Could use that from some animations. But overall, this is just like a default Dragonian minifigure. It's nothing too special, but I still feel like it does look really good. And the last thing I got for my birthday, with my birthday money, that is to help complete a minifigure collection of mine. We have Dragon's Rising Season 1 Wildfire. And I'm just so glad to finally have this figure in hand. It's a lot better than the Season 2, Season 3 one, in my opinion. I like the sand green on it. I feel like that looks really nice. I accidentally dropped a fire piece. The hairpiece I feel like is really unique and better than the one from Season 2. This figure just feels a lot more unique. There's the back print. I kind of wish there was like its symbol on the back, but I could live without it. Overall, this is really good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!